Here we are. Good Thursday morning to you. Time for another Kirkland Lake GoldMiners chat. First thing we got to do is come clean. I'm sitting with Jaren Debolt, and we sat down on Monday before the boys loaded up the bus to head on down to the NCAA Tour and the EHL Showcase down in the States. So here we are. Jaren Debolt, welcome.
Thank you for having me, Ferg.
Good to see you, man. So the first question that most Canadians would have for you after looking at a program and seeing you were born and raised in Coral Springs, Florida. How in the heck does someone from Coral Springs wind up playing hockey? First, where'd you find a pair of skates in Coral Springs?
Oh, man. So growing up, I kind of didn't start off with hockey. I started off with, all the local sports down there, soccer, baseball, and almost everything. And then my mom, she got me into learn to skate when I was about 3 or 4. Maybe just to get out of the Florida heat, maybe not. And so I kind of just took it from there. And then when I was about 7, I think, I was like, hey, Mom, I kind of want to try like hockey, not just skating anymore. And she was like, well, it's pretty expensive just to give it a try. And I was like, So I kind of went back to my room, took all my coins that I had, maybe some birthday money here or there, and kind of just brought it in, dropped it on her bed. And I was like, is this going to cover it? Can I get some gear maybe? And she kind of looked at me and she's like, we can work something out, I think. So
what a great story.
Yeah.
So as a child, were you watching Florida Panthers or Tampa Bay Lightning on TV?
Yeah, so I grew up about 20, 30 minutes from where the Panthers played. So my parents would take me and my little brother down, and we'd kind of watch some games here and there, and I guess that kind of started the interest.
Is there any kind of minor hockey system down in South Florida where you grew up?
Not particularly, no. There's growing up, like, it wasn't as big. Nowadays, it's really starting to take off.
Yeah.
So I kind of started in the rec leagues and whatnot when I was growing up, and then the travel hockey program kind of took off, when I was 10, 12. So starting from there, it got a lot bigger and better, and nowadays it's getting huge.
Yeah, it's huge now. So you got into the travel system down there as a youngster, and then on to prep school in Rhode Island, of all places. Mm-hmm. How'd you wind up in Rhode Island?
So I grew up playing down there, and then playing in Florida. A lot of the times at the when you get up to the higher levels, you have to do a lot of traveling out of the state, and so that kind of got to be, a lot of time away and whatnot. So I kind of wanted to find a place where I could do both school and hockey in a relatively similar location to each other. And so I started looking up north for some schools and some programs I could get into. And before I knew it, I was talking with the coaches there at St. George's, and they had me come down for an interview and a tour and stuff like that. And I was there starting the next fall.
So you kind of recruited them rather than them recruiting you, or was it a bit of both?
A little bit of both. I actually linked up with them down in Florida. They did a prep school convention type thing. So I got to meet a coach or two, and then showed them some film, talked back and forth for a little bit, and the rest is history.
All right. So how is a kid from Coral Springs, Florida, enjoying life in Kirkland Lake?
It's a bit of a change from back home, but it's been awesome so far. The people have been great. The hockey's been great. Honestly, couldn't have asked for a whole lot more.
Who are you billeting with?
I'm with Leslie Kirchmeyer and Gavin Chirac, and they've been awesome so far. They've been great. And
I would imagine you've seen some firsts. What kind of wildlife have you encountered so far?
Actually, about a month into being here, I'd say probably maybe early October, we actually had a bear in our backyard. And I'm in the kitchen doing whatever, and Leslie comes over and she's like, Jaren, look out there. I'm like, what is it? She's like, there's a bear. And I was like, oh my gosh. And it's standing there maybe 15 yards away from me, and I'm like, wow.
So did you freak out a little bit?
A little bit. I kind of opened the screen door and kind of peeked out a little bit, and I was like, wow, that's different. We don't get a lot of those in Florida.
Any other first-time experiences for you since you've been here?
I'd say I'd say the temperature is a little bit of a first time.
Yeah, that would be a bit of a
the
first
minus
time for
30 day
sure.
last week was a first for me, I'd say. So, but I got through it. So far so good with the cold.
Looking forward to getting back home for the holidays?
Yeah, it'll be a nice little break. Kind of get back with the family and enjoy a couple weeks off and just.
Well, tell us about the family back home.
So mom and dad and little brother, not so much little anymore, named Chance. He's 16 now, and he lives down there still with the fam.
Is he an athlete?
He is. He plays local hockey down there, and then
Okay.
he's played some sports within the school, like soccer and baseball, stuff like that. So.
Okay, so you're trying to put the Debolt family on the Coral Springs hockey map, sort of like the Stahl brothers here in Canada from Thunder Bay and whatnot. I mean, in the future, it'll be the Debolts from Coral Springs.
No, that'd be awesome.
So you guys, as we mentioned off the top, we recorded this before you guys left on this NCAA trip. You looking forward to this?
Oh yeah, I think it'll be a great time with the guys. I think the exposure part of it too is great for a lot of the guys that might want to pursue hockey after the collegiate level and whatnot. So I'm looking forward to it to kind of expanding my horizons a bit more on the college scene and getting some good exposure.
And I imagine it would be cool as an American to be playing on home soil again for a couple of days anyway, right?
Definitely wouldn't pass up an opportunity.
Thanks for doing this, Jaren. This is fun.
Thank you so much for having me.
Merry Christmas to you and the family, and we will get together again in the new year.
You as well. Thank you.
All right.